According to former federal prosecutors, a House panel released an exhaustive report on the January 6 insurrection and referred the lawyers for possible prosecution to the Justice Department. This means that 4 lawyers who provided Donald Trump with incorrect legal advice that aided his drive to overturn the 2020 U.S. election now face heightened prospects of criminal charges. In an effort to prevent Congress from certifying Biden on January 6, John Eastman, Jeff Clark, Rudy Giuliani, and Kenneth played overlapping roles and provided Trump with bogus legal cover. This included promoting a phony electors ploy to replace electors Joe Biden won with ones for Trump. In the referrals in the comprehensive report of the panel, a number of legal schemes that the lawyers came up with to help Trump's botched coup were explained in detail. For instance, a coup memo written by a California law professor named Eastman suggested actions that the former vice president, Mike Pence, could take to assist Trump in reversing his election loss, such as rejecting certain state electoral college votes unilaterally. Eastman, along with Giuliani, also gave a speech at the Stop the Steal rally just before the attack on the Capitol, where he made up a bogus conspiracy theory about secret folders in voting machines that helped Democrats vote. In addition, Clark, who was acting head of the Dodge's civil division, stands out as a participant in the conspiracy to defraud the United States, according to the panel's report and referrals. The report cited evidence that Clark wrote a letter with false information, urging some state officials to name new electorate slates as part of a plan to have Trump install Clark as acting attorney general at the Department of Justice. Last summer, federal agents seized Clark and Eastman's cell phones as an early sign of the serious scrutiny they were receiving from prosecutors. According to a Reuters report this week, Giuliani was subpoenaed by the U.S. Attorney in D.C. in November to testify and provide documents regarding his payments from Trump and his campaign. Giuliani served as Trump's personal attorney and pushed his false claims about widespread election fraud. Former prosecutors stated that the extensive evidence that they conspired with Trump to stop Biden from taking office could help spur Dodge legal action against them, despite the fact that the House panel's referrals to the Department of Justice, Dodge, are only recommendations and do not necessitate the filing of charges against the lawyers. According to former Dodge Inspector General Michael Bromwich, the corrupt involvement of lawyers in various aspects of the January 6 insurrection is surely one of the low points in the history of the legal profession in America. Lawyers were at the center of the illegitimate attempts to keep Donald Trump in power, from trying to hijack the Justice Department to filing bogus lawsuits to devising the fake electors scheme. They should disgust any lawyer who cares about the profession's reputation and hope they will be held accountable by the very legal system they abused. Other former prosecutors voiced their disapproval of Trump's legal defenders. While lawyers' professional status frequently protects them from criminal liability, I anticipate that prosecutors will use it against them in this instance. Daniel Richman, a former federal prosecutor who is now a professor at Columbia Law School, stated, "This crew knew congressional procedures and concocted an attack on the weak spots, drawing in many others who knew far less. These people do not argue against charging this group with a conspiracy to defraud the United States, even though there may be prudential reasons not to make Trump a criminal defendant." A comprehensive factual presentation of this conspiracy may also reveal Trump's own role, as the broad title of that offense captures the conduct of the defendants charged with it. In a similar vein, former Dodge prosecutor Michael Zeldin stated, "A compelling case was made in the committee's referrals to the Department of Justice on January 6 regarding the role that Trump-aligned attorneys played prior to the assault on the Capitol. In order to determine whether indictments are required, the Dodge must now examine that evidence in light of a standard of guilt beyond a reasonable doubt," he added. In the House panel referrals to the Department of Justice, Eastman and the other lawyers have all denied engaging in improper behavior. However, evidence was mounting about Eastman and the other lawyers' significant roles in promoting Trump's conspiracy to prevent Biden from taking office well before the panel's referrals and report. In a crucial ruling involving Eastman in March, federal Judge David Carter stated that Trump, more likely than not, broke the law in his weeks-long effort to prevent Vice President Biden from taking